Hello all, myself Professor A.J. More, working in the Engineering Sciences Department, AISSMS, Institute of Information Technology, Pune. Today my topic is 3D printing. In the 3D printing, what is 3D printing? We are going to see its history and how technology is popular. 3D printing or additive manufacturing is the process of making three-dimensional solid objects from digital file. The action or process of making a physical object from three-dimensional digital model, typically by laying down many thin layers of materials in succession. The history starts of the 3D printing or the additive manufacturing. It firstly became visible in the late 1980s, at which time they were called rapid prototyping technologies. 3D printing systems, first commercial rapid prototyping systems, the SLA-1 was introduced in 1987, and following rigorous testing, the first of these systems was sold in 1988. In 1986, the Charles Chuck Hull patented the stereolithography machine, one of the earliest 3D printers. Shortly thereafter, the stereolithography as well as several other key patents become the core competencies of 3D systems founded by Hull. This slide shows the how the innovation was held in 3D printing technology. The Hull, the first 1986, the first patent of 3D printing was invented by the Hull. Then 1989, the first patent of the FDM fluid deposit machine was suit crumb, and in 2009 the patent of the FDM was expired, and then in 2014 first commercial 3D printer was involved in the market. So here we can see the how the mechanism of the 3D printing occurs and on which material the various factors like tensile strength and various factors how it is happened the 3D printing technology. We'll see in detail. So in the steps of the 3D printing, first step is 3D CAD model preparation. Firstly, we have to prepare 3D model of the object is created using CAD software or 3D object scanner. So we have to prepare the 3D object in the CAD software, maybe CATIA, ProE, ANSYS, Unigraphics, etc. Then in step 2, STL file, that is stereolithographic file we have to create. The CAD model is converted to the STL file, that is stereolithographic file, to tessellate the 3D shape and slice into the digital layer. In the third step, STL file transfer. We have to transfer the file. Where we have to transfer the file? STL file is then transferred to the printer using the custom machine software. The custom machine software is used to transfer the STL file to the printer. Then in the step 4, machine setup, we have to set up the machine. Consumables are then loaded and then printer is set up with the printing parameters. Then step 5, the build. Printer builds the model by depositing material layer by layer depending upon the type of material is set up in the machine setup. Then part removal, after finishing, after built up stage completed, once the as per the 3D CAD model and after deposition of layer by layer completion of material, the material or the part which is completed we have to remove. The removed build up material is support structure. And in this 7th stage, the post processing. Finally, post processing such as cleaning, polishing, removing extra material, and painting might be required. So this was the steps we have learned in the 3D printing process. So first we have to prepare a CAD model in the CAD software, computer aided design software as per the concept. Then we have to prepare STL file, that is stereolithographic file. Then we have to do in the slicing applications, layer by layer applications. Then we have to set up a material and the design as per the requirement of the drawing. Then that is a slide, layers, slice and tool paths we have to create as per the shape of the object, and we have to load the material into the jet, and then 3D printer is installed as per the requirement. Then 3D printer will print the final shape as per the requirement, as per the model which we have designed in the layer by layer in the STL file, and it will be final object will be created, and last one with the post processing. So that's what we have learned in the 3D printing process. .stl file process generation. Then we have to create 3D CAD .stl file slicing software, layer slice toolbar, then 3D printer and 3D object. So this where we have seen in the 3D printing process. This is the diagram, simplified diagram, where we can understand the how the 3D printing process work. First, you can see the 3D CAD model is set up. Then the 3D CAD model generate the STL file. It then machine setup as per the design, slicing and all. So we are applying layer by layer material as per the design to the jets, adhesive jets, and the binders are applied to attach the layers of the parts, and then lastly 3D component is generated, and that we have to remove for the post processing application. What are the advantages? After getting the process, we should know advantages of 3D printing process and the limitations of 3D printing process. In the advantages, you can say prototype can be produced in short period of time, then reduce cost time of making prototype, manufacturing of complex parts are possible by using 3D printing, reduction of waste material, reduces product launching time in the market. You can generally directly launch your product concept into the market. Then limitations, the poor strength products are complete can be produced because it's a conceptual concept. So we cannot produce the product in the mass production as the machines are expensive. The still the research is going on in this process based on the for mass production and the complicated shapes and for the different materials. So these are the components, the conceptual models we can produce by using 3D applications or 3D printing technology. So in the 3D printing technology, we can see how the by animation, how the process is happen, and how we can generate the different components from simple to the complicated shapes. The conceptual concept you can generate by using 3D printing technology. Okay, so such kind of shapes we can produce by using 3D printing. This is the this diagram shows how 3D printing process occurs and how we can apply layer by layer material for the different material, and we can generate the final shape as per the concept. Thank you. This we see the 3D printing concept, and it's a basic fundamentals.